I just got these today, so I'm a little bit excited. Yeah, so what's up guys, CJ Guy Kicks 89 here, back with another video review exclusively for you guys. Today I have got an outlet pickup that I would have never expected to find. So today is the 28th of August 2024, and right after I was done at KLIA2 setting off my brother, I went to Mitsui. Long story short, I ended up with a pair of Yeezy Quantums, and the box is so big. It's yeah, I would be happy to get these for Christmas. But this is the amber tint colorway. That's the size tag on the box. It's your standard Adidas box. I just took the box out because if you watch my other Yeezy videos, they make a fart sound every time you take out the slider. So that's the top of the box. Yeezy Quantum there, Yeezy Quantum there, Boost right there, and nothing on the bottom except for the Adidas Vector logo, the new Adidas logo, not the tray font. But this is the last of the Yeezy stocks, I believe. So I was in there for something else, asked if they had the overrun stock from the Adidas website, Adidas Malaysia website, and they said they had a pair of, the guy didn't know what he was talking about. He said it was the high cut. I was like, oh, is it the 500 highs? Was it the basketball knits? And I was actually looking for, I was looking for a pair of these, to be honest, during the recent Yeezy sale, whatnot, on Adidas. But they always ended up not being in my size. I initially ran into, I think, the Onyx pair, the triple black with the same kind of construction. The Onyx pair, they had it in a size UK 8.5, which is a US 9, or a UK 9.5, which is a US 10. I didn't want to go too big or too small, so I just wanted to try and go with my usual Yeezy size, which is a US 9.5, UK 9, and I didn't have any luck. I tried looking on Carousel, the aftermarket, found them for around above, closer to the first sale price, which was about 500 plus. This was the final sale price. This was $369. I mean, this is when you know it's kind of like game over for a certain brand, when they kind of hit outlets. I'm not saying it's game over for the Yeezy brand. It may be over, but I think I bought this specifically because of the celebration of what Yeezy has done with the brand. Anti-Semitism aside and whatnot, you all have your personal beliefs about that, but it's just getting this is a celebration of the hype, the rise and fall, just the whole poetry in motion behind the Yeezy brand. So when they first dropped the basketball colorway, the one with the Curim overlays that Brandon Ingram wore, and eventually the other basketball Quantum colorway with the Curim overlays as well, I wasn't too hyped on it because the retail price of these in Malaysia during 2017, 2016, around the Yeezy hype, was just exorbitant. 1.2 or 1.1, I think. This was one of the most expensive Yeezy sneaker at one time, and we thought the 350s were expensive. They retailed for about $980 to $990 when they first came out here in Malaysia during Yeezy hype. The 350 V1s, I think that the Dove and the whole Pirate Black colorway, that one was around 890 or close to 900 ringgit mark, which is way too much to pay for sneakers. And obviously people turned that around and flipped it, and they became exorbitantly expensive, reaching even the 7,000 ringgit mark on the aftermarket. But that's besides the point. That was the hype, and then the fall of what Yeezy said, leading to people kind of like canceling his brand, and leading to Adidas ultimately dropping him. And we're here today, 28th of August 2024. I actually finally get to buy a pair of Yeezys on retail, albeit at the outlet. So let's talk about the Quantum. The Quantum is built on the same foundation of the 350 V2s. V1s also. The 350 V2 compared to the V1 is kind of like the whole give or the containment of the boost, which is obviously what this shoe has. It has boost. So the midsole containment is one of the biggest technological features of the V2. So I think they carried that over pretty damn well to the Quantum itself. And this was obviously a shoe that was designed for basketball. Yeezy said they had the basketball version, which basically had like a whole wrapping. It basically didn't have this divot. It basically just wrapped around your Achilles on the heel, and that serves its purpose. Aside from the other technological features that it had, but the containment of the boost, the give that it had, and also the whole heel counter that was super big and super aggressive, leading to the shoe being ultimately banned in the NBA because of this whole reflective heel counter just blinding your eyes. Yeezy does that, you know. He says fuck to everything in it and just finds a way to design something that is so loud, so significant. Like, this stuck out on the wall, you would know it's a Yeezy Quantum. You know it's not like a Vans being copied or whatever. It's on its own, you know. Let's first I want to go about the material. So on the box, and from my very quick search, because I literally just got these, there's no, this shoe is vegan friendly. So this way that you see on the toe, despite it having some nice give and whatsoever, it moving and whatnot, is actually a synthetic leather. It's basically a synthetic suede. So it's rough, it's rugged. I wish that they use this for like skate shoes, because this feels like it could withstand kick flips and whatnot. But that's a synthetic overlay, and that is fused or glued onto the upper, and that is the only real material that you have on the shoe. Leading over to the side, you have this prime knit pattern that is also heavily backed by glue, and I think they have the TPU yarns inside this, because it does feel pretty crusty, pretty crispy, and it doesn't have any stretch or flex. You can't even reach down there to actually even feel it. And behind that you have like a screen mesh, and behind that screen mesh you actually have the reflective strips, basically just sort of like the fingers wrapping the shoe through the lace holes and just kind of like bringing you down and locking you down onto the footbed. And that's the midsole there, the middle part of the shoe there. You have some stitching being hidden behind that fuse part. And the heel, you have this very, very thick, very, very structured neoprene collar. Onto the back you have the same thing, and you have the same thing on this side. For the tongue, let's talk about the tongue. The tongue is primarily also, this shoe is stiff. This tongue is also primarily the same material, which is like neoprene, very, very thick, very, very structured, and that goes all the way up to the top. And on the top you kind of have like this very wrap kind of a style. This shoe feels very secure when you put your foot inside it, and this basically just makes sure that you're just completely locked in to the shoe when you're inside it. At the heel you have this, like I said, very aggressive heel cup in, like, it's not two-tone, but basically it's just the same sort of color. Sorry, not the same kind of color, just two shades of gray, which is Yeezy's kind of like color palette. And this is reflective, like I said. For the midsole you have a boost midsole, obviously, and you have a very, very forgiving TPU cage, like I said. One thing that I do want to note is when I ran my fingers from inside the shoe, you kind of sit just on top of this, so you're not entirely locked in per se, but you are from the heel backwards, not from the foot, not from the midfoot to the toe. And regardless of that, I think this did pretty well, because NBA players wore it. Jim Jones from, I forgot what his channel was when he was a duo, but Jim Jones, YouTuber, also wore this shoe for BR Kicks' review of whether or not the Yeezy Quantum can ball. So that is a slightly stiffer cage compared to what you have on the 350 V2. This one feels a lot firmer, so you're not going to get that much of a boost feeling, that boosty, cushy feeling. It is what it is. Yeah, not that I mind. Let's take a look on the inside. So the inside is not that structured. You can kind of see this lace hole at the top with that synthetic suede, but this feels more like a felt material with that lace hole. So you're supposed to be lacing up all the way there so that you ultimately get the best lockdown that you can. You actually have some structure, and I do not know how to show this to you because it's black all the way in there. But you have kind of like the Achilles pillows around this side of the foot, where you can kind of see this kind of flopping. You have Achilles pillows all the way around there, and that kind of helps with cushioning your Achilles and your heel, and basically increasing the lockdown whenever you are inside the shoe. And it feels really rough too. Like this could be a sock bubble monster, because the moment you put your foot in, it doesn't feel like you can kind of like take your socks off, because it's not the same material as this. It's this very rough liner, and it just, as rigid as it is, it helps with the lockdown, and it helps with the overall security of the foot being inside the shoe when you have it on for games or whatnot. For the insole, you just have the standard Yeezy insole. I'm glad that they don't have the plastic waist. Nothing against plastic waist, but I kind of like this style of a Yeezy midsole. It's just Yeezy and Adidas on the heel. Pretty nice. Black, not the thickest thing ever, but it is what it is. On the insole, on the inside, you can't really see, but you have a lasting board in white. And you can kind of see that it's basically, what is that? It's what's that material called? It's not neoprene. I forgot, but basically like a Phylon lining or an EVA foam lining just on top of the boost, which just increases the whole cushiony feel of the shoe. So you have this, and then you have that strobo board, that foam strobo board, and then you sit on the boost, and that basically makes up your entire cushioning of the shoe. You have two portions of the rubber used throughout the midsole. You have that TPU, and then as you can see at the toe, you kind of have the rubber portion going all the way down, and basically that just yeah, it's pretty flexible in my hands. You have that rubber portion, obviously, leading down to one of Adidas's best inventions ever, wave bone. So you can see that is not herringbone. That is actually just a wavy pattern. And that was what Adidas used, I think, successfully. I know it was successfully used on the Adidas Adizero Rose 2, on the Crazy Light, the Crazy Explosives had it too, I would like to think, the Dames, the Spiders, everyone's signature shoe. Did Harden have it? I think the Harden V1 had it, and the Harden V2. But successful Adidas models, basketball models, use this kind of a herringbone pattern, and it's basically just all covering and super aggressive, super thick, not as pliable, but whatever. But you kind of like have a reverse tread as well. That's gonna attract lots of pebbles and whatnot. Gonna be hard to clean, but hey, sneaker cleaning businesses have popped up around Malaysia, around the Klang Valley, and you can probably send this off to clean for a deep clean around 80 to 100 ringgit when you're done beating the living crap out of them. So that, and you also have a cutaway for the boost, and it also has the boost engraved into the boost midsole at the heel over there. So that's the main portion of cushioning that you have. Just the only area where the boost can expand to kind of create this whole cushiony feeling that you have in the shoe. So that is just the Adidas Yeezy Quantum. I'm very happy to have this for 300 ringgit plus, just below, just the price, the right price that I was willing to pay for this shoe when it first came out. I'm not rich, obviously. I have lots of shoes, sell lots of shoes as well. So this is kind of like a nice little reminder of what I like in sneakers. It's not just about the value, it's the thought process put behind it. It's the whole design, the purpose of the shoe, and basically just if it actually looks nice, because that's what it comes down to. Buying what you like and wearing what you like. Do I like it? Yes. Visually it's challenging to me, but I've come to grow to accept it. When I first saw the shoe, I didn't like it, but because of the value, yeah. Now it's cheap, and also the functionality once I've held it in hand, because no way you could actually hold this in hand except for the time that when Atmos opened their stores in Mid Valley. You could probably try the teal blue color in hand and just see if you actually wanted to buy a pair from Adidas online. But a very well crafted shoe, obviously. End of an era for Yeezy, end of an era for Adidas bringing Yeezy brand, and what a way to end it on such a high. I don't know if I'll be reviewing any more Yeezys for this channel, obviously, because you can't get them anymore. I am not going to pay resale for these, for any more Adidas's, Yeezys in fact. Happy to have these in hand, happy to own these under retail, and happy to wear them until they can't be worn anymore. Check in with you guys on the durability test for these probably 10 years from now. But if future Taha's watching this, make a video of these when they wear out basically, if you're still on YouTube or if you're still alive at that point. But past Taha checking out, future Taha, over to you. TJ Guy Kicks 89, thank you so much for checking out the video of the, I forgot to call the name of these, but this is the amber tint colorway of the Yeezy Quantum shoe. And this is your boy TJ Got Kicks 89. See you guys in the next one. Peace. I'll show the boost midsole.